guys, so just before we get into the video, I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about my channel memberships. I recently did some changes so that there is a single tier for $2.99 a month, and you guys will get all of the perks that come with my channel membership, including custom emojis, members only live streams, member only videos, all of that kind of stuff, and it's all on the single tier, and it is $2.99 a month. I'm really hoping that this will encourage some new members, so if you guys are interested in supporting my channel, please go check it out. Hey guys, and welcome to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Adrian, and Kiwi is my parrot. So today I am going to be working from a book and showing you the first stitch out of a book. It's called the New Crochet Stitch Dictionary. On my screen it actually is backwards, but this is who it's by. It says it's got 440 patterns for textures, shells, baubles, lace, cables, chevrons, edgings, granny squares, and more. So I've had this book, Kiwi! I've had this book for a while, and I thought that maybe we could turn this into a little bit of a series, where each week I'll show you a new stitch out of this book, and then of course I'll just add those videos to my crochet stitch glossary playlist. Especially with going into the hospital soon, it will give me, some content to put up where I can upload it and have it scheduled out. And I thought maybe we could do kind of a stitch of the week type of a thing. I'm sorry about Kiwi. It's trying to thunderstorm here, and he's busy screaming about it. So yeah, I'm gonna turn the camera around, and we'll get started on the first stitch of the book. This first section is it's variations on basic stitches. So we're going to be starting with some very basic stuff. So if you know somebody that wants to get into crochet, or you are already a very beginner crocheter, this would be the portion that's good for you. As the book goes on, it does get into more complicated stitches though. So yeah, there's that. Okay, so for this little demonstration, I am just using some scrap yarn. This is Brava Sport. Here's the label. And it is a weight 2. It says it's a weight 2, but I would consider it more of a weight 3. And it calls for a E7 hook. I don't know what size that is because I usually go by millimeters. And then a number 3 knitting needle. Again, I don't know what size that is because I go by millimeters. But I get this at Knit Picks. This color is called Seraphim. It's kind of a purpley gray color. I will link where you guys can get this yarn, as well as where you can get the book that I am showing you this stitch out of. And then the hook that I'm using is a 4.5 millimeter, and actually this was made for me by Crystal the Yarny Chicken, and I will link her channel in the description box as well. If you guys are unfamiliar with her channel, you should definitely go check it out. She makes these hooks. You know, she does some giveaways. She's got a lot of cool stuff going on her channel as well. So the first stitch from this book is called Slip Stitch Ridges. I do think that it would be a very good way, or a good stitch for doing like cuffs on sweaters, or the bottom bands on sweaters. And you're going to chain as many as you like, plus 1. So I'm going to do 11, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And then there you are going to slip stitch through the back loop of your second chain from your hook. So you're going to slip stitch through this one here, and then you're going to continue to do that all the way across till you get to the other side of your row. This stitch is just a 2-row repeat. So when you get over here, you should have a total of 10 slip stitches. Sorry about that thunder, guys. It's storming pretty bad out here. Alright, so we got 10 slip stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And this little loop here is your turning chain. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to chain 1 and turn our work. And then we're going to work 1 slip stitch into each of these stitches. Which, of course, working in slip stitches can be a little tedious, or working with slip stitches can be a little tedious just because slip stitches tend to be a little tighter. So you want to try to loosen your tension, which I can't guarantee that I'm going to be able to do that. But I'm going to try for the sake of this tutorial. And we're just going to slip stitch all the way across. I hope you guys can see this. I know sometimes my lighting can be a little off. And also, something I want to point out, the V's for your slip stitches are going to be towards the back. They're just naturally going to fall that way. Because if you look towards the front, you do have these stitches here, but that's actually not your slip stitch. This bar is here, but the other bar is right there, so you're actually gonna go through it like that. Two more to go. Oh. Alright, so we should have 10 slip stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 slip stitches. And then we're going to chain 1 and turn our work. This is going to be row 4. So row 4, I think it's row 4. Oh, okay. It's much easier in the book than I thought it was going to be. I'm sorry about that. We're just going to rotate and or turn our work, and we're just going to continue to slip stitch in the next set, or slip stitch just like we did with the last row. So really it's a 1 row repeat. I thought it was a 2 row repeat. But it's not. It's just a 1 row repeat, really. And all you're doing is slip stitching into those slip stitches from the previous round. I was reading the book wrong. And you're just going to repeat this row for however long you want your ridges to be. And basically what it's doing is it's stacking those single crochets or those slip stitches on top of each other. If I can get this last stitch. And it'll give you this sort of ridged look here. But like I said, it's pretty much a 1 row repeat. You just chain 1 and turn and continue to put your slip stitches in the slip stitches from the previous round. Just remember that your slip stitch is going to be towards the back of your work. And you can see, like, it's starting to get a little tight on me because I'm not great at loosening my tension. Usually I would use a larger hook to do my initial row of slip stitches, and then use a smaller hook if I'm going to go back into work in them. But since this is kind of a, well, since it's a ridging piece, you're going to want to use the same hook
while you're doing this. Like I said, I'm not great at loosening my tension. I think that's because the first thing I learned to crochet was amigurumi, and you have to have a tighter tension to work amigurumi. It certainly doesn't work up very quickly. I will say that about this stitch. And that's because there's no height to a slip stitch. But I do think that if you were looking for a unique way or a unique stitch to use for maybe the cuffs of a sweater or something like that, you could use this particular stitch. It would probably be tighter if you needed a tighter stitch as well. So that's what the right side looks like. That's what the wrong side looks like, I guess. I'm not sure that there is a right side, wrong side. But you can see you get these little slip stitch ridges here. Alright, so I'm going to turn the camera back around.
Alright guys, so that is the first stitch out of what is supposed to be 440 stitches. I do think that I've done a tutorial or two from this book already, but like I said, I'm thinking we will just start working our way through the book, and maybe we will do like a stitch a week or something of that nature. I hope for those of you that are new to crochet, you found this informative. I can't imagine using that stitch to make like a whole piece, but definitely I could see myself using it to do sweater cuffs or the bands at the bottom of a sweater, maybe the collar on a cardigan. It could be used with the join as you go technique, which I did a video on not too long ago. Excuse me, I will put a link to that up here if you're interested in checking it out or if you missed it. But I do think that it could be used with that technique instead of using slips or single crochets. So yeah. Anyways, guys, I will see you in my next one, and you can find this stitch as well as other crochet stitch tutorials that I've done in my crochet stitch glossary playlist if anybody is interested in checking that out as well. So yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Bye!